आप इच्छे रखना तो पता इच्छे चलना इच्छे अभी एम से ठीक है आप कौन है आप है कौन साथ है नीचे बैठना कौन है आप है आप बैठिए ना कौन है ना बैठिए करना कॉफी आई ना कॉफी चाहिए कॉफी कॉफी तक है कॉफी इसे हो गया अभी बैठ ना कृष्णा व्यू दे रहा है
हरे राम राम राम
करना ना बैठ के आना है अब आप खोल आएंगे फोटो देंगे यहाँ बैठो आप
माधव कुंज बिहारी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुना तीरावनचारी
Rama
Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Vrindavan.
Transcendental Book Distribution ki all glories to Symbol devotees, all glories to Symbol devotees, all glories to Symbol devotees. Pandurpur Dham ki Lord Vittal ki Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you welcome all of you for today's evening's program, today evening session. So this year we have been discussing on different forms of the Lord from different provinces of India. So we have already finished Urpi Krishna, right? Lord Tirupati, Bhagwan, Kachi Varadaraj also. So this is a 4th day. Yeah, so this is 4th day. So we will be discussing today about appearance of Lord Vitthal or Vithoba. They call it in Panduranga or Panduranga. So most of my references are from His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj's book, which he has written recently about Pandurpur as a holy place. He wrote Bhu Vaikunta, which is Pandurpur. What does Bhu Vaikunta mean? Bhu Vaikunta? Vaikunta is this world. So Pandurpur is called the Vaikunta in this material world. And it is also called South Dwarka. Dakshin Dwarka is also, Pandurpur is also called Dakshin Dwarka. Lord performed a beautiful Leela here 5000 years ago. In Skanda Puran and Padma Puran, it is mentioned that once Radharani came to visit Lord in Dwarka, and Lord was very intimately actually reciprocating with Srimati Radharani. Seeing that, Rukmini Devi, got angry,
and she left to Nandiravan in Maharashtra. And Lord actually came, it was two purposes it is said. He came actually to pacify Rukmini Devi and also to give darshan to his devotee Pundarika. And in Maharashtra he is called Pundalika. But also the Padma Purana talks about, Skanda Purana talks about his name as being, his devotee's name as being Pundarika or Pundarika. What does Pundarika means? Pundarika Kakshana. Say, what does Pundarika means? Kunti's prayer is here. What does Pundarika means? What does Pundarika Kaksha means? Kaksha means what? Eyes. What is Pundarika means? Lotus. Lotus. Pundarika means lotus. So, Maharaj says that Pundarika in his previous birth was King Muchikunda. You know King Muchikunda? The story of Kalyavan. We'll discuss about that. So the story happens like this. How did Lord appear? Then we'll talk about the significance of this Leela and what it applies, the lessons we can learn from this Leela, what we can take home lessons from this Leela. So the story happens like this, that there was this devotee named Pundarika or Pundalika, and Pundarika would not, actually was very negligent as a young boy. He would never take care of his mother and father. And then when he grew up, he got married. And when his wife came, his atrocities towards his parents increased. So they were actually troubling too much. So his mother and father left and were living in a forest. Then his mother and father decided that since son is now taking care, so let us go to Kashi. And we will actually leave our body there, Kashi Yatra. It is very common in India before, when we were even young, people used to tell that we will go to Kashi. That we will go to Kashi, because it is said that it is very auspicious to leave your body in a holy dham. So his mother and father decided that they will go to Kashi. So Pundarika's wife heard this news that her mother-in-law and father-in-law is going to Kashi. So she demanded to her husband that we should also go to Kashi. The same group. And there were different services hired. There are different services to actually go to Kashi, like in the group. Like, some people who can afford, they could actually afford a horse chariot. And people who cannot afford, they have to walk. So Pundarika and his wife actually hired a horse chariot to travel. And his mother and father were going. This is how Pundarik was. And more than that, it is said that when in the night he would stop, he would actually insist his mother and father to take care of the horses. Take care of the horses and all. So this is how he was doing. And they stopped, during the yatra they would stop at different places. So at one time they stopped in the ashram of Kukutta Muni. So to get the word name right. Yeah, Kakut Muni, K-A-K-Q-U. So Kakut Muni, they stopped the ashram Kakut Muni. And Kakut Muni, as they were taking rest, they said that 2 days they will stay in Kakut Muni's ashram and then they will further go in. So the next day they were taking rest. Pundarika in the night he got up suddenly and he saw 3 ladies walking into the ashram. They were wearing very dirty clothes as he was walking inside. They went inside with the dirty clothes, they went inside and they actually started sweeping the floor of the ashram, washing the clothes of Kakut Muni. And when they were coming out, the clothes were extremely clean. It's like new clothes. So he saw that, and after seeing this darshan or after seeing this, he became completely completely in peace, completely be happy. His mood completely changed after seeing this scene. Then he was thinking next day, probably he must have seen a dream, which must not have happened. So next day also he thought that I am going to be awake in the night and see what's happening. So next day also he saw these 3 ladies walking in with very dirty clothes, with very dirty saris, walking inside and started cleaning the ashram of Kakut Muni and sweeping the floors of Kakut Muni and cleaning the clothes. And then when they were walking back, they were very clean, completely clean. So Pundarika stopped them and asked them, "Who are you? I see you three ladies going in with very dirty clothes. You go and actually clean this ashram, and when you come out, your clothes are very clean." So the ladies said that we are Ganga, Jamuna and Saraswati. And entire day people come and wash their sins. So our clothes become dirty. So we come and do some Vaishnava Seva to get rid of all the sins. In the evening we come to do Vaishnava Seva. And nobody is a bigger sinner than you who is troubling your mother and father like this. When those three ladies told Pundarika, Pundarika immediately realized what grave mistake he was doing. So Pundarika decided that from now on I am going to take care of my father and father. So he completely left everything and started full time taking care of his mother and father after this incident. And when Krishna came to actually, pacify Rukmini, Rukmini didn't get pacified. So he thought that, okay, let me go at least and take, give my darshan to my devotee Pundarik. So he went to Pundarik's ashram. And when he went to Pundarik's ashram, Pundarik was actually taking care of his mother and father. They were actually pressing the legs and they were about to go into sleep. So Krishna came. So as he did not want to stop the service, he immediately took a brick and he actually threw and told Krishna, just wait, I'll finish my service and come back. That is why he is called Vithoba. Vithoba. Brick means wheat in Marathi. So Vithoba means who stands on wheat. So Krishna actually stood for his devotee there for that he can finish his service. And immediately after he finished service, Lokanath Maharaj writes that he immediately asked forgiveness for making Lord Krishna wait. And Lord Krishna said, no worries. What you are doing is right. What you did was correct. You should take care of your mother and father. And he gave darshan. And it is said that immediately Rukmini also thought, that what I did was wrong. And she also came and joined. And both of them decided to stay there as deities in Panduranga. So Lord Panduranga ki Jai. Lord Vithala ki Jai. So this is in short the story how Lord appeared in Panduranga. It is a Swayambhu deity. Nobody carved this deity. Lord appeared in person form and he stood like this. Now, if you have seen this deity, both his hands are on the hip. And Maharaj writes in his book, what does it signify? His hands on the hip. What does it signify? When he's standing, when the Lord is standing like this on the hip, what does it signify? No. He's telling all the devotees that if you take surrender onto my lotus feet, then this material ocean, I will make it very shallow. The height of the material ocean will be lower than mine. So do not worry. Lord's feet is 3 feet DT only. It's a 3 feet DT only. And he's standing like this. And he's saying that do not worry, material ocean will be very shallow. Only this much depth. Don't worry, I will take care. Just surrender unto me. And it is said that it is the only place where everyone is allowed to go and touch the lotus feet of the Lord. To touch the feet of the Lord. You can actually put your head on the feet of the Lord. How many of you visited Pandurpur till now? Yeah. So the amazing darshan, right? Anybody who goes for darshan is amazing. Actually you feel so good after actually having that darshan, after putting your head on the feet of the Lord. And nowhere actually, there is no distinction there. That who you are, from where you come, no check of background. Everybody, Lord Vithoba is standing there and giving mercy. Doesn't matter your background, where you come from, how you come, doesn't matter. Everybody Lord gives darshan. So, this is how the story of Lord Vithoba is described by Maharaj in his book. And it is said that why is Lord actually, came to actually visit? Why did Lord come to visit Pundarik? So, it is explained that Pundarik was King Muchikunda in his previous life. And he had done some service for the Lord. What service he had done? So when he had come out of the city of Dwarka, this demon called Kalyavan wanted to actually kill Krishna. So he saw Krishna without any weapons walking outside. So he thought that this is the right time to attack. So he also, because he is a warrior, Kshatriya, he also actually put down his weapons and he started attacking Krishna. So he ran behind, but he could not catch Krishna. Krishna actually started walking very slow. And Kalyavan was running at a great speed. Still he could not catch Krishna. And Prabhupada writes there in Krishna book, if you read, Prabhupada writes that even the yogis with the speed of mind cannot catch Krishna. What to speak about Kalyavan? But you see, 2 months later, 1 month we are going to describe about a devotee of the Lord who is not so fit, who is fat, who runs behind Krishna and catches Krishna. Yes or no? Who is that devotee? Yashoda Mai. How is it possible for Yashoda Mai to catch Krishna by Kalyavan not to catch Krishna? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains in Srimad Bhagavatam, where he has that, the commentary is there, where he talks about Lord actually, where Yashoda Mai is another. She is sinless. So inside she is light. So she is able to bite Krishna. She is able to catch Krishna. Whereas Kalyavan, by inside he was heavy with sins. That's why he was not able to catch Krishna. So Kalyavan actually runs behind Krishna, and Krishna slowly enters a cave and he hides himself in the cave. And when Kalyavan standing outside shouting, saying that you are from Yadukul, you should be a warrior, you should fight. Why are you actually, being a coward and running away and hiding yourself like this? If you don't come out, I will come inside. And slowly, Krishna doesn't come out and Kalyavan enters the cave. As he enters the cave, Krishna is hiding and Muchikunda is sleeping. King Muchikunda is sleeping. But Kalyavan thought that who is sleeping is Krishna. So he starts kicking. He kicked Muchikunda. And Muchikunda got up immediately. And by the look of his eyes, he gazed at Kalyavan and Kalyavan became into ashes. Then next he took the darshan of the Lord. And then he says the story how he actually was sleeping and why he was sleeping. So he was actually a great king and he was fighting for the demigods. And after fighting for so many years without sleep, the demigods gave him a benediction. The commander-in-chief Kartikeya of demigods army gave him a benediction. So he asked for any benediction. And Muchikunda said that I want a benediction that nobody should disturb me in sleep. I want to sleep because I have not slept for so long. And anybody who disturbs sleep, I can gaze at them and they will be killed. So that benediction which was given by Kartikeya to Muchikunda actually was in effect. And Muchikunda offers prayers to Krishna at that point in time. And Krishna actually tells at that point in time that in the next life you will be born in a Vaishnava family and you will serve me. And this is how actually Muchikunda takes birth as Pundarik or Pundalik and takes and worships Panduranga. So this is the story which signifies what is said in Bhagavad Gita is true. What is said in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter? Neha vikramanaşosti pratyavayo na vidyate swapam apyasya dharmasya trayato mahato bhayat. There Prabhupada writes in purport that if you do not finish, you will be born in a Vaishnava family. And King Muchikunda could not finish to go back to the Vaikuntha Loka. So he was given birth in the family of a Vaishnava. He was given birth in the family of Vaishnava as Pundarik. So King Muchikunda became Pundarik, and Pundarik was born in a devotee family. His mother and father were devotees from birth. They were devotees of Krishna from birth. And they were serving. Actually the parents nicely. He was serving the parents nicely. So the question is asked that should we actually, serve our parents if they are not devotees? Yeah? This is a question generally. If my parents are not devotees and my option is to serve Krishna or serve my parents, what should I do? What should the answer be? They are not devotees.
Serve them with prasad.
Serve them with prasad. Okay. Any more answers?
Chant for them.
Chant for them. Yes. But if they need physical service, like you need to be physically present there, and they are not devotees, and you have service to serve Krishna also, you have an option. So what should you do? There's a practical lesson which you have to learn from this story.
Depends on the ashram.
Depends on the ashram.
Right? So if you have taken a brahmachari ashram, then probably you have to bring them to the ashram. If you are in grihastha, then you have to stay with them and serve.
Okay. All of us here are grihasthas, so the question is relevant to grihasthas. I am asking practically, what should you do? So he is saying that we should go and serve our parents. That means you should not serve Krishna.
So parents will
Bring Krishna to them.
No, you
Bring Krishna to
can
them.
serve Krishna even staying with them.
You can serve Krishna being staying with them. So actually I was trying to find what Acharya, our present generation sannyasis are talking about on this aspect and what is their understanding, and based on that, the understanding is this, that even if you are serving our mother and father, the consciousness behind our serving mother and father is the most important. If we serve them nicely physically also, not chanting, but we are serving physically also, but with that service attitude, if they are actually become favorable to Krishna, if that is the mood which you serve, that should be done before serving Krishna. Even in Hari Bhakti Vilas, if you see that if you are doing puja, if you are doing a puja and a devotee comes, a pure devotee comes to your house, you should stop your puja and welcome them and serve them, and then you can continue your puja. So Vaishnava service is considered higher than Krishna service in one way, because Krishna, one of the characteristics of pure devotional service is what? Krishna Akarshini. Krishna gets attracted to that devotee. Correct? Krishna gets attracted. Here Krishna was actually carrying the order of a devotee. He just actually threw a brick and said, "You please stand there." And he stood there. So he was an order carrier. Krishna became an order carrier. Where else Krishna becomes an order carrier? Arjuna, the biggest example. He becomes an order carrier, becoming a chariot driver. He tells, go right, go right, go left, go left. Go straight, go straight. Correct? There are many examples otherwise also, like Ramanuja's example, where Krishna became an order carrier again. Ramanuja was in the Trivandrum, in Padmanabha Swami temple, and he wanted to change the systems. And all of them went and prayed to Padmanabha Swami that we do not want to actually get changed. He decided to kill. The plan was done to kill Ramanuja. And actually, Padmanabha Swami took him from there to Tirukurupudi, next to Kanyakumari, closer to that place. Actually, Madurai is a place called Tirukurupudi. So Ramanuja slept in Trivandrum, got up in Tirukurupudi. Lord actually transported, but his servant was still in Trivandrum. So morning, as soon as he gets up, he wants to actually put his nama. He wanted to put his nama. So he actually called his servant, Vaduganambi, come and please actually put my nama. So Vaduganambi was not there. So 3-4 times he called, and the Lord immediately left the altar and he went and actually put the nama for Ramanujacharya. So he is called Vaishnava Nambi now. The Lord is called Vaishnava Nambi. If you go there, very beautiful. Actually, I visited that temple when I was in recently. So it's a beautiful temple actually, and Lord is actually serving there. Another example comes also in Sri Vaishnava. There was a Alvar called Tirumai Sai Alvar. Tirumai Sai Alvar, and he used to compose beautiful poems for Lord Vishnu. And as he was composing, there was one old lady who used to come and actually serve. He would clean and fill water for him and all that. And he was pleased with service. So she gave her a young and beautiful body. Tirumai Alvar gave her a beautiful body. She became so beautiful that the king of that place, Kanchipuram, got attracted to this lady, and he actually got married to her. And then the lady told the story about how how the entire transformation from an old lady to beautiful lady became. So king was very impressed. So he called his servant, this Tirumai Alvar servant called Kanikannan. He said, Kanikandan, please come. So Kanikandan was actually brought to the court, and he told Kanikandan that ask Tirumari Alvar to come and say recite poems in front of me. So Kanikandan said, Tirumari Alvar recites poems, but he recites poems only for Lord Vishnu, only for his Lord. He will not come here. So the king became offended. How can you speak like that? I am the king of Kanchipura. He said, you leave. You have to actually leave the, like you say, outside the kingdom. You cannot stay in this kingdom anymore. So Kanikandan came and told Tirumari Sai Alvar that the king has told the entire episode he described. And he said, I am leaving. Tirumari Alvar said, Kanikanda, if you are leaving, I am also leaving with you. And he told the Lord, Lord, you also roll up your bed, because he was sleeping in Anandasesha. Right? You also roll up your bed and you also come with me. So Lord became a small boy with this, what do you call, Anandasesha, chatai like that, his bed with on his hands, and Kanikandan is walking, behind Tirumari Alvar is walking, behind the Lord is also walking. The entire story spread and the king came to know about it. Immediately the king, when he came to know about the story, the king came and stopped and begged forgiveness. So Kanikandan, again, reverse direction. All of them were, Kanikandan came to Kanchipura, Tirumari Alvar came, Tirumari Sai Alvar came, and also he also came. So, Vanna Seti Parama, right? Sonna Vanna Seti Parama, right? Sonna Vannam Seti Parama means as soon as you say, he comes, right? That's how Tamil translation, right? Sonna Vanna Seti Parama.
That's whatever you say.
That's whatever you say. So Lord again is proving here that how is the order carrier? How is an order carrier? Lord Pundalik put a stone, I put a brick and said, you stand there, wait for me. He waited. And he's today, 5,000 years, he's still waiting there. For all of us to go there. Now he's still waiting for all of us. So this is the Lord. Lord is what? Lord reciprocates with devotees. Devotee is higher. Worship of devotee is higher. And that is explained actually in the story where Ambrish Maharaj actually, Ambrish Maharaj's story when Durvasa Muni comes, at that time Lord is actually speaking to Durvasa Muni. He says this shloka. I'll just read the translation. Last night I was reading it. Yeah, the translation is that Supreme Personality of Godhead said to the Brahmana. Brahmana means Durvasa Muni. That I am completely under the control of my devotees. Indeed, I am not at all independent. God is saying, indeed, I am not at all independent. Because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires, I sit only with the course of, I sit only within the course of their hearts. What to speak of my devotee? Even those who are devotees of my devotees are very dear to me. Correct? So that is why, if you see Kanchipurna, who used to speak to Ranganatha, Vadraj. So he was speaking to Vadraj. So he was saying that, like everybody was asking, when will I go to Vaikuntha? When will I go to Vaikuntha? So, he would ask the question and the answer would come. So finally he asked, when will I go to Vaikuntha? He said, Vadraj said, that you have not served a devotee. So how can you go to Vaikuntha? So Vaishnava Seva is the most important. Unless you do service to Vaishnava, it's not possible. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Leela. I like this example so much. That Dukhi during Mahaprakash Leela, Dukhi was outside even the gate. And she was running, filling some water in the Ganges, and she was giving that pot, and the pot was brought for Lord's Abhishek. And the time of mercy, when the time to give mercy was started, Lord called whom first? Lord called Dukhi first. Servant of the servant of the servant is given the highest status. Sometimes we think, okay, I am doing this small service of cleaning the toilets in the temple. Who is going to see? Nobody there. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, please call Dukhi, half of the people in that room didn't know who Dukhi was. Half of the people in that room did not know who Dukhi was. So many people here are serving so many menial services. Somebody is cleaning the toilet, somebody is cleaning the plate. People may think, who is watching me? Nobody is giving me recognition. Why should I do this? But these stories inspire. Nobody is watching, but one person is for sure watching. That is our Lord. Lord is watching every service you are doing. Lord is watching every action. Lord is sitting in a Paramatma in the heart and watching everything. So you may think that nobody is recognizing me. There is no recognition for my service. Rest assured. Recognition may not come from mortals like sometimes temple management may ignore, sometimes the other devotees, senior devotees may ignore you. But make sure 100% Lord is watching you. So service is most important. Sometimes people say nobody is giving me recognition, so I will not do this service. No, service is not done for recognition. Service is done for what? To please the Lord, to please the devotees. When you please the devotees, Lord becomes pleased. This is the story. So many times it is explained again and again. When you serve devotees, then what happens? Lord personally comes to serve. Lord personally comes to give that mercy. The example of Rupa Goswami when he wanted to cook the kheer for Sanatana Goswami. Radharani herself came with the ingredients to cook that kheer for Sanatana Goswami. So you are seeing that Lord personally comes when you want to serve a devotee. I was saying that I was actually talking we had visited Europe recently, and in Europe we had gone to this beautiful place called Golok Dham in Germany. And I was talking to the temple president and Mataji, and they were saying that they moved there in 2011, now 8-9 years now, and they were saying that somehow Lord is arranging everything. The total 20 devotees are staying. They are not doing any work to make money or income or anything like that. But somehow Lord has been arranging for last 8-9 years because they are completely dependent on Radha Madan Mohan. Beautiful deities, Radha Madan Mohan ji there. And they were completely dependent, and Lord is taking. They said that everything we go and tell Madan Mohan ji, and Madan Mohan ji takes care of us. Their faith in the deities was amazing actually. Couldn't imagine. I was having a long chat with him in the night, and he was saying that, Prabhuji, how Lord reciprocates, you do not know. Lord reciprocates. So this is how Lord reciprocates. So you have to have that faith and serve devotee. What they were doing, they were serving us. 55 people of us came. There were hardly 10, 12, 13 devotees there. I was telling Sumudra Prabhu that 55 of us, okay, and how hungry are we for pizzas. And they were making pizza after pizza after pizza, and we were eating and eating and eating, and they didn't stop. And there were still more pizzas coming, and we were full. We said, "Bas ho gaya, Prabhuji, bas ho gaya." That was service attitude. They were making and making and making. They were not stopping. Just one setup, Still, that was the mood in which they were serving. So if you serve devotees, if you serve nicely Vaishnavas, what happens? Lord's mercy is abundance. So that mood has to be there to serve devotees. So many examples are there. I can keep on telling example after example after example. How if you serve devotee after devotee. So that is the mood. And how is Pandurpur actually connected to us as Gauda Vaishnavas? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Pandurpur. He went to Tamil Nadu, the eastern side, and then came to Kerala, the western Kanyakumari Kerala, and then he came up to Maharashtra, up there. And you know how many days he stayed in Pandurpur? How many days he stayed in Pandurpur? He was moving very fast, but he stayed for 11 days in Pandurpur. 11 days in Pandurpur. And he said that there he met Sri Rangapuri. Sri Rangapuri was the godbrother of Ishwarapuri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spiritual master. And for 7 continuous days they were discussing Krishna Katha. 7 days they were discussing Krishna Katha. And it is said that Sri Rangapuri was mentioning that when he visited Navadip, he went to Jagannath Mishra's house. He was not knowing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the son of Jagannath Mishra. He was saying, I went to this devotee's house, this devotee is called Jagannath Mishra's house, and his wife cooked a curry from banana flowers. The banana flower, the banana, cooked. So tasty flower curry. And there was the older son, Vishwarup. Now he took sannyas, and actually he left his body in Pandurpur. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that, Jagannath Mishra is his father at that point in time. So it is very relevant for us as Gaudiya Vaishnavas also, Pandurpur. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent 11 days there. After spending 7 days discussing Krishna Katha, he spent another 4 days. And he danced and chanted in front of Vithoba, Shri Vitthal. And I thought since we are talking about devotees, Pundarik, we should discuss also about some of the other devotees from Pandurpur. So one of the foremost devotee from Pandurpur is who? Sant Tukaram. Sant Tukaram actually born in the 17th century, and Tukaram completely dedicated his life to serve devotional service through chanting Sankirtan, holy name, spreading the holy name. His entire life was spreading holy name. He go to each village and spread the holy name of the Lord. That was his service. That was what he did. And it is said that Tukaram was initiated in his autobiography. Loknath Swami Maharaj writes that he was initiated in a dream by Raghav Chaitanya or Keshav Chaitanya. It is said in his autobiography. And Maharaj writes, though not everyone agrees, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, such as ISKCON devotees, understand this to be Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Tukaram was actually a disciple of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Loknath Maharaj writes in his book. And Srila Prabhupada also commented that the Sankirtan party belonging to Tukaram is very popular in Bombay. And it exactly resembles the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sankirtan party for the chanting the holy name with Mridanga and Kartas. They also wear neck beads and tilaka, similar to Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So he says, in Madhya Leela 9.282, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions this. And Tukaram says that if anybody thinks or if anybody says that this Panduranga or Vitthala's deities were installed, then their mouth will be full of worms. Their mouth will be full of worms. Tukaram says. Tukaram says that they are Swayambhu, they are the Lord himself. They are not different from the Lord. And Tukaram actually went back to Godhead in the same body. The same body. If you go to Dehu, near Indrayani river, you will see the place where actually the Viman from Vaikunta had come and actually made him sit. And he was chanting the names of the Lord as he was going to Vaikunta. The tree which actually was witnessed is still there. People go and actually embrace that tree because that tree had witnessed the plane which had come from Vaikunta. So Lord Tukaram was there, and then another two devotees who were actually very famous was Jnaneshwar. Jnaneshwar at the age of 13, he wrote commentary on Bhagavad Gita called Jnaneshwari. And at the age of 21 he got Samadhi. And another great devotee from Pandurpur was Namdev. Namdev was another great devotee. Namdev, when he was a small boy, he was asked to offer prasad or offer bhoga to the Lord. And as he was offering bhoga, his mother and father had gone out and he was offering bhoga. After some time he went and saw the Lord had not eaten. He closed, gave some more time. After again he went, Lord had not eaten. Again he saw, the Lord had not eaten. So he went inside and started crying. Lord Vitthal, I said, Vitthal, you have to eat this. If you do not eat it, then I will actually, hit my head on this wall and break and die here. You have to eat. So Lord Vitthal actually took his hands out of the hip and ate that bhoga and made it prasad. And ate the entire bhoga. So Lord Namdev is there. So Loknath Maharaj writes three devotees in this book. And he writes in detail about this. Then this book also talks about the two other things. One is what happens, inside the temple. What is the process within the temple? And also he talks about the yatra which goes every year by Varkaris and reaches Pandurpur on Ashadha Ekadashi. So these two things are there. So I will discuss briefly before I end this. So it is said that every day 4 o'clock in the morning, Lord is woken up with Mangalati. And after the Mangalati darshan, he is given Abhishekam. As he is given Abhishekam in between, Maharaj says that it stops. Because the small boy is hungry, so he is given some butter and some fruits and he served that. And then the Abhishekam continues. And everybody can go and see the Abhishekam. So everybody can see. It is not that it happens behind the closed doors. It happens in front of everyone. Abhishekam, and then the Lord is dressed. Beautiful. And the full day, actually different songs glorifying Panduranga, his son for the Lord. That's what it makes him happy. And what makes him happy? Sankirtan makes Lord Panduranga happy. And it is said that after taking darshan of Lord, you need to actually, there is one of the pillars in darshan, then we come back darshan area and you can see one more side. Because all the other temples you cannot enter into Garbhagriha. Here you can enter into Garbhagriha, you can touch the Lord, you come out again, and there's darshan, you can see one more time the Lord, the smiling face of the Lord. And then there is a pillar where you have to embrace the pillar, and it is called the Garuda Stambha. And he says that there you have to pray that, oh Garuda, you have to come to take me back when I leave this body. So you are praying to Garuda at that point in time. And then you come out, and behind Vithala, Lord Vitthala's is Rukmini Devi's temple, where you take darshan of Lord Rukmini and take her blessings also. He said as you enter, also there is Lord Ganesh temple, where the devotees pray to Lord Ganesh for removing all the obstacles in devotional service. And then he said that that entire day there is continuous darshan open. In the afternoon there is a small break where Lord takes rest. And the last aarti is at 11 o'clock in the night. And there the pujaris change the dress of the Lord, and then they chant special hymns and put Lord to sleep. And again 4 o'clock it wakes up. So it's beautiful actually when you go. We went on Ekadashi actually, our visit, and we reached Pandurpur around 3 o'clock. So we took bath and we wanted to see take the darshan of the Lord, so we went and stood in the line. And we stood in the line, and as you enter the line, it was outside the building, long line. And then when you enter the building, there is a building which goes up, the line goes up and then comes down, and then you enter the main temple. So it was extremely rush. So as we entered the building, it was 11 o'clock and the darshan closed. We said, oh, darshan closed. The next day again we went in the morning. We went and stood in the line at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And it was Ekadashi day. So 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning we stood. And then we came all the way afternoon 1:30, 2 o'clock we took darshan of the Lord. But all the way, all the hardship actually goes away immediately as soon as you see the darshan of the Lord. Such a blissful darshan, you cannot imagine. I was thinking, oh, when will I get? But when I saw the Lord, I wanted to see again and again. I was hungry because we decided that we will not eat or drink anything till we take darshan of the Lord. Because we were actually saying, okay, yesterday also we waited for 5 hours, we could not take darshan. Today we are going to actually, and when we actually saw, and I was saying that none of us were hungry at all after taking darshan. We were all completely pleased. Because when the heart gets pleased, what happens? Your hunger, pangs, everything goes away. That is special actually. When you should all, sometime take time to actually go and visit Pandurpur. Special darshan of the Lord. And the another thing which happens, which is very famous, is about this yatra, which is called Dindi Yatra, which goes from different places, from different saints' birthplace. They all go and walk together, and they reach Pandurpur actually before Ashadha Ekadashi. And they actually all assemble in one of the villages, and they all together enter Pandurpur. And there is a 3-kilometer walk from that village to Pandurpur to the temple. So it is said that it's like a sea of human beings. You cannot see anything but human beings actually there and there. And it is so organized yatra. The people who walk, they walk. They start in the morning, 2:30, 3 o'clock. The official trip starts at 6:30 in the morning. They wait, and everything is organized. People, there are prasadam served, there are tents made. Everything is so organized, and they actually walk in line. And it is said that when they play kartal, 100 people playing kartal, but you will feel like one person only playing kartal. Everybody playing the same beat at the same time. So organized, so nicely done. And it is said, what does Varkari means? Varkari means? What does the word Varkari means? Anybody knows? Kari means to do. Correct? And it is said, so Maharaj says that the word Varkari combines the word Vari and Kari. And Vari means the regular trip to Pandurpur. And Kari means I will do. The people who do regular trip to Pandurpur are called Varkari. The people who do regular trip to Pandurpur are called Varkaris. Tugnath Maharaj writes in his book. And below Mangal Thakur says, actually it says that anybody who is traveling in Maharashtra, says do not walk on the bank of river Bhima. Do not walk on the bank of river Bhima because a bluish black person stands there, and even though his hands rest peacefully on his hips, he is expert at stealing the heart of anyone who sees him. Below Mangal Thakur says. But Maharaj says that, but Varkaris do not care about this warning. They decide to walk every year and see Lord Panduranga there. So this beautiful darshan everybody can take and understand that serving a devotee is the easiest way to take darshan of the Lord. Serving a devotee is the easiest way to take darshan of the Lord. This is how actually Lord manifested in Panduranga. And Vaishnav Seva is the topmost. Serving a Vaishnava is the topmost. He is actually established through this Leela. So 2-3 lessons which we can take home from this. One was, I was thinking that the story of Muchikunda. Muchikunda was given birth as Pundarik. So if you do any devotional service, there was like he did service of killing Kalyavan for the Lord. And he did that service, so he was given birth in a Vaishnava family where he could continue his service and perfect his life and go back to God. That was the first lesson which we can learn. That in devotional service, there is no diminution. Whatever you do, you can continue next life. So if you do 50%, you will continue with 51%. So this is the first lesson which you can learn. Second is that Vaishnava Seva is more important than Lord service. We have an option to do Vaishnava Seva and Lord service, Vaishnava Seva becomes very important. It's very clear. Third which we have to learn is that the consciousness in which you serve, the consciousness in which you serve is what it matters. You can serve your mother and father who are not devotees, but if your consciousness is that you want to actually serve them so that they can become devotees or they become favorable to Krishna, then that service is what Krishna likes more. Because Krishna was happy for waiting for Pundarik. He was happy. He said that is more important. So this is the three lessons I thought, which we can take home from this beautiful story of the appearance of Lord Panduranga or Lord Vithoba or Lord Vitthal. Thank you very much. It's 9 o'clock. So thank you very much. Any questions?
Well, I could not see the place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met God Brother of Krishna. There?
No, I also not seen. I saw the Pundarik temple. There is a Pundarik temple which is there, which I saw, which I could not explain. There is also a temple where Lord actually came. That is there. But I have not also seen. I went with devotees, but they never showed it. And I did not also explain the Chandrabhaga river. What is called Chandrabhaga? Chandrabhaga, it's actually on the banks of Chandrabhaga river, this temple. What does Chandrabhaga means? Crescent, moon crescent. It bends like this. Because river Bhima comes and bends like this, it's called Chandrabhaga. And there are 14 ghats there. And the main door, Mahadwar Ghat, is where the east side of the temple opens. You take bath in Chandrabhaga river and then go for darshan of the Lord. So I have not seen also. And no mention. Any other question? Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity. For actually allowing me to speak something on Lord Vittal. I am not qualified at all. But when Prabhuji said, I said, okay, let me study and read. Unfortunately, I found this book. It was in Hindi, so reading relevant pages and trying to understand and getting back was kind of a little difficult for me. But last 2-3 days I was focusing on trying to understand the Hindi what Maharaj has written. So thank you very much. Really appreciate this thing. Hare Krishna.